Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is a what sold this weekend. I had a weekend full of interesting sales and I thought it was the perfect opportunity to share with you what's selling for me, kind of give you a little backstory behind those sales. So if you are interested in Poshmark or eBay or both, and you like reseller content, definitely, if you aren't subscribed, feel free to hit the subscribe button before you leave today. And if you like these what sold videos, be sure to hit the thumbs up. Let me know. I will try to be a little more consistent with them. So I had a fun weekend of sales. My lowest dollar sale was $9.99 on eBay. My highest dollar sale was $275 on eBay. And I kind of have an assortment between those two numbers. So eBay and Poshmark, I had almost the same number of items that went out the door, but eBay, I had $680 was from 13 items. Keep in mind, one of those was $275 on its own. So that really brings up the average sale price to $52. If you remove that item, I still had a really good average sale price of $33. So I was really happy with my kind of higher dollar sales that were going out the door. And then Poshmark, I had 12 items. I don't know if I said it was 13 items on eBay and 12 items on Poshmark. I had 12 items that went out, but one of those was a bundle of 6 items. It still was $327 on Poshmark, which breaks down to $27 as the average sale price on Poshmark. So overall, between the 3 days for July, well, I guess this was actually the beginning of August, this is not a busy sales time for me. So I was really happy with just a fun weekend of sales. So when you remove fees, which I use 20% just to keep things easy between eBay and Poshmark, it brings it down to $806.70. And when you remove the cost of goods, which for me is right about that $5 mark, it brings me down to $681.70 net profit, and that's just before taxes. So yeah, let's just jump right into the sales. I'm gonna start with eBay in no particular order, just first one that sold. So the first item, and I'll pop up pictures so you can see what I'm talking about. The first item was a smart wool base layer. This was a merino wool. It was maroon and it was striped. It was a women's base layer. I had this for about a week, listed for about a week, and it sold for $30 plus shipping on eBay. All my numbers on eBay are not including shipping. I do charge for shipping, and those aren't part of the numbers here, but yeah, it was a really quick sale for me. And you know, when it's hot outside, it's hard to imagine people are shopping for base layers, but this was a really cute style or print, and it was a size extra small, but it still sold really quickly. All right, next up was a Casper jacket. This was kind of an open career blazer, and I got this for free from a family member. It was new with tags, a size 12, but I think this took about 3 to 4 months to sell. It sold for $20 plus shipping, and I have sold this brand on both eBay and Poshmark. It is kind of a career-focused brand. I sold at Macy's and maybe some other department stores. I don't pick it up when I'm outsourcing, but I have sold it a number of times from getting it for free, and it does sell for me. So if you get it cheap enough, maybe for $1 or free, I think it's still a brand worth trying if you're open to it. But usually the items sell between, you know, 15 and 25 for me. So not bad if it's cheap or free, in my opinion. Or size, you know, size 12 also is a good size. All right, next up was something that was also free. This is a private pilot manual. This was pretty banged up. It was a hardcover book, but I don't typically sell this type of stuff, but I got a whole bunch of free stuff from someone in my community who was moving to the East Coast. I picked up a whole bunch of bags. Most of the stuff I donated, but I did pick out some stuff that I wanted to resell. Books, if I think that there's a specialty or if I think there's some value, so I knew this was probably going to sell between that $10 to $15 mark. It's a very easy listing, and it's very easy for me to store. So, and it was free. So I decided to list this. It took about a month to sell, and it sold for $12.99 plus shipping. And yeah, I don't mind selling those unusual items. All right, next up was a pair of shoes by the brand SAS or SAS. I believe that stands for San Antonio Shoes. These were a pair of ballet flats that had no signs of wear, so they were probably new without tags or new without box, but I just labeled them pre-owned in great pre-owned condition. These were a size 12W, so 12 wide, And they were actually, for this brand, a trendier style. You know, ballet flat is still pretty trendy, and I knew the size was probably going to do well, but they sold in a week for $38. I did get those half off, and I don't pick up that brand all the time, but if it's half off or cheap enough and they're in decent shape, I'll usually pick up that brand. And I have sold it on both eBay and Poshmark, but typically I've had better success with it on eBay. I still list it to both. So, all right, next up was a short sleeve button front plaid shirt for men. It was by the brand Kuhl, Kuhl, and this sold within a week for $25. So this was another item that I got for half off, and it sold very quickly. And that is a brand I like to pick up. Most of the stuff for me sells between that 20 to 30 mark, unless it's something really great, and then maybe I can get a little bit more. But for a basic shirt to sell in a week and basically get a $20 profit, I'm happy with that. So, all right, next up was my highest dollar sale. This was a vest, like a vest that a man would wear under a suit. This was by the designer Brunello Cucinelli, and I found 3 vests by him at the same store. I was super excited about it. I also found a pair of shoes by this designer. This I listed for the highest dollar, so I listed this for $349. I got an offer within 2 weeks for $275 plus shipping. So I listed higher because it was cashmere. It was just gray, it was button front. I knew that because the material and the designer that maybe it would do a little bit better than the linen or cotton one that I got. But all of them have watchers, all have some interest, and I was really, really happy with that sale. To turn a $5 item into $275, even removing fees. Yeah, even removing fees, it's still a really great return. So, yeah. All right, so next up was a dress. This was a COMMONTAGS swing dress, like a retro dress. It was by a brand called Lindy Bop. It was a UK brand that I don't think is around anymore, but size 12, COMMONTAGS. It had this really fun dinosaur volcano print at the bottom of the dress. And this sold for $39 within a week. I don't know if this was someone from YouTube, because I think it sold the day it was on the haul, but it had been listed for a week because I list before my haul videos go up. But so if this was someone from YouTube, thank you. I didn't get a note on this one. I did have a couple sales from people that said they watched the videos, and I'll tell you which ones those are. But anyways, it sold for $39. Really fun item, and I'm really glad it's going to a new home. So just brought a smile to my face. All right, next item was from someone from YouTube. So shout out to Ellen, who bought this. This I actually wore in a video, and after I wore it, I decided to list it. It was by the designer Gudrun Sjoden. Oh man. So really, really fun print, multicolor, birds on it. It was an XL, really soft, comfortable sweater, a little bit oversized, and just such a fun item. I was so excited to find it. This sold within a couple weeks. I think it was within a week of me listing, for $65 plus shipping. So Ellen, I hope you got the sweater. I hope you love it. I was really tempted to keep that item because it was just so much fun, but I'm glad it went to a new home. So, all right, next item was a Karen Scott sweater. This was sold for $9.99. This is definitely a brand I don't pick up, but I got this for free from an aunt. And I've been selling slowly but surely stuff from, her stuff and other free items I've gotten. And $9.99 is not a high dollar item, but if it sells and it's some profit and it helps me keep listing, I'm very, very thankful and grateful for all the free items I've gotten. So this is off to a new home, and it only took a few weeks to sell. So, all right, next up was an item that I found 3 pairs of sweatpants by a brand called Aviator Nation. So just a few weeks before this, or just a week or 2 before this, I had found a t-shirt by this brand. And so that t-shirt sold for $50 within a day, within a few hours. And so I had just looked up the brand, knew the value, and I found 3 pairs of sweatpants by this brand. And I immediately got giddy, got very excited. So this pair of sweatpants was the first one to sell. I've actually, just a couple days later, that's not in this, sold a second pair for $100. This one sold for $100 on eBay. It said high on nature on the side. And they're supposed to be worn in. The tag is kind of large and it kind of talks about the items and it says it's going to have imperfections. So they were definitely worn in. The third pair, which just says surf on the side, doesn't have as good a comp. So I'm actually going to keep that pair, but these were size XL. I priced them at $124. This one sold within a couple hours. I got an offer for $100. So I was very, very excited about that. This brand, certain styles do better than others, as with most brands, but the high on nature, I think is a desirable style or graphic that they don't make anymore. So really, really happy with those items. All right, let's see. Next up is a raw leather vest. This is unbranded. It had some distressing, some discoloration that was just due to the weather. The leather, yeah. So it had some imperfections. It was very boho. It was very distressed, very Western, but I picked it up, and I don't pick up a lot of things that are not branded, but I just like the style. So it sold for $25. It took a couple months to sell, and yeah, I'm just glad it's going. Hopefully someone styles it really fun and has some fun with it. So, all right, next up is a shirt that I just recently picked up. It was from the brand REI, which is the outdoor wear or outdoor active store. One of my favorite stores. So this was a hiking shirt, and it did have some of the venting. So the venting on the outdoor wear shirts kind of allow for airflow so that when you're doing active things. So that's definitely a keyword I used. It also had some side zippers or side pockets that had some zippers so you could kind of hide your ID or whatever. This was a pink floral print short sleeve, size large, and it took a week to sell. It only sold for $16.80. I did get this on sale, and I knew it wasn't going to get a lot, but I knew the style was desirable. So, and my dog is over there wanting to come in. We're just going to ignore her if she starts making noises over there. All right, so last item on eBay was a pair of crop pants. This is by a brand called XCVI. This is kind of a brand that I find more and more. I kind of have consistently sold it, usually between that 20 to 30 mark, sometimes up to 35. So kind of a bread and butter brand that's just a consistent seller in that price point. These were a pair of black pants, size medium. They were a little bit distressed. That was the style, kind of that worn in look. But they sold for $24 and they took a few weeks to sell. So I do like picking up that brand if they're in decent shape. So, all right, next up, going over to Poshmark. So first item, these were actually not even in a haul video. They sold within a day. These were a pair of shorts by Lily Pulitzer. The style was the buttercup short, and they were a navy blue. So they kind of had it had the scalloped hem. So kind of a dainty feminine style of short. So these sold for $20 within less than a day. I think I priced them at $29. I got a quick offer. I decided to accept. So yeah, I don't pick up all Lily Pulitzer, but those were on sale. They were a cute style, and so I decided to give them a chance, and I'm glad I did. All right, next up, this is a shout out to Carrie. So Carrie actually let me know in a comment that she saw or does watch these videos. She purchased a shirt I also wore in a video, which was this Free People blue lace shirt. I was absolutely in love with it. I was tempted to keep it. It was a size medium, but it was super oversized. It had cold shoulders and it just adorable. So she purchased this, and when I went to go ship stuff on Monday, I could not find this item. And I had just worn it in a video a week before, and so I knew it was here. I pulled out my hair trying to find this item. And sometimes when that happens, it's right under your nose. You just have to walk away. You have to come back to the search at some point. So I sent her a message and I said, I'm so sorry. I can't find this. I know it's here. I'll let you know if there's a major delay in shipping. She was really polite and said, no worries. I found it the next morning. I got it shipped out that next day. But it was definitely a ball of stress for me in that moment. Like, I just wore this in a video. How did I lose this? So, and sometimes when things don't go in their ordinary place, like it ended up in my closet, but not a normal spot in my closet. And because I thought maybe if it didn't sell, I would just, yeah. So anyways, I hope, Carrie, I hope you like the blouse as much as I did. It was really tempting to keep because it was so cute. But anyways, that sold for $31 and it only took a week to sell. So Next item was also a Free People item. This was an oversized sweater. This was called the Snowdrop Cardigan. It was a teal blue oversized button front cardigan. This was from a B&G trading box. So I paid probably right around that $6 per item mark. These were the returns. So this was, I think this had a button in plastic inside, on the inside tag, the material tag. So it was kind of new without tags, but it was just oversized. It had a lot of likes. It took about a month to sell and it sold for $30. So not terrible, but that was one of the better items in the box. So, all right, next up was a blazer or a jacket by T. Alexander Wang, or Alexander Wang's T-line. This was a black jersey knit jacket or blazer, and it had, I think, pockets with some leather accents. So this was a size medium. It sold for $40 and it took a couple months to sell. All right, next up was the bundle of 6 items, and shout out to Courtney. Surprisingly, we have the same name, which you knew that I didn't know until I shipped this off, but she sent me a note that she also watches these videos, and she saw a couple of these items. She then created a bundle and added some other items, and ironically, she actually added a couple items that were a little bit older, and so it was some really new items and some really old items. But really, she has great style because all these are favorites when I picked up. So the first item was a dress I've had for probably a year and a half, almost 2 years. This was by the brand YUMI, so Yumi. And when I looked it up at the time, which I'm not actually sure, I don't remember, it was so long ago, I don't remember how I came to the conclusion that it was an Antler brand, but that's what I did. It was a black skater dress. It was a size extra small. It had these little speckles, like multicolor speckles on them. So it was adorable, but I had it listed. I have the discount turned on to Poshmark, where if you just bundle any 2 items or more, it just automatically gives you 30% off. So everything here was 30% off of the price that I share, but I had this listed for $19, so she got it for 30% off of that. Next up was a more recent item. This was Frank and Eileen. It was a shirt dress. It was a mini shirt dress, long sleeve, button front, and it was the Mary shirt dress. This was an extra small. It was a little bit oversized, kind of style-wise. So this was listed at $44, and she got 30% off of that. Next up was a dress that was in a very recent haul. This was Dear Creatures. This was the Trinette dress. It was this really fun navy blue, white gingham print dress, kind of, I think it was either cap sleeve or sleeveless, but this was a size extra small, and I had it listed for $34, and then she got the 30% off of that. Diletta, the Anthropology brand Diletta. This was a dress from a few months ago. This is a size extra small. I really liked the print. It was, it had a cinched waist. It was just a very flattering look. And this was listed for $29, so she got it for 30% off of that. And then there was a pair of Mother jeans. These were a wide leg crop, high rise. I think they had button fly, exposed button fly. These were new with tags, and these were in a recent haul of mine. I had them listed for $69, so she had the 30% off of that, and those were a size 28. And then the last item in her bundle was a Free People dress that I've had for probably a couple years, and I had it listed for $13, so I had brought down the price, but it was cute. It was black. It had this waistband that was colorful, and I think it had a tie on the back. Anyways, it was a cute dress, and it was an extra small. I only had it listed for $13, so really great deal there, but really fun bundle, and some new and some older items that went out with that. So again, Courtney, thank you. I hope you got the items. I hope you like everything. It's always fun to see those bundle sales. And if you ever buy anything from me, let me know. It's always nice to see if you're from YouTube and whatnot. So, all right. So next, a couple more items. The next item was from a ThredUp rescue box. This was a men's box, but it was a women's item. So this was by the brand Cardo for Wildfang. This was the Everett shirt, and the quick search I did on this brand is they make a lot of gender neutral type of items. So they're not very feminine. They're kind of supposed to be a little bit more gender neutral, but this was a button front shirt, gray. This I priced at $21. It sold for full price. The original price on this shirt was, I think, $89, but when I went to the brand's website, they had the same shirt on sale for $22. So I priced it just under what it was currently listed for, and it sold for full price within a couple weeks. So, and then the last item was a Lululemon. This was a cardigan. I've actually had this for a few months, so I was surprised it took so long to sell, but I got a lower offer than I wanted. I think I priced this at $64, $69, and I got an offer for $40, and I just decided it's been a few months, maybe I priced a little too high for this, so I decided to accept. This was a size 4, open, waterfall front, really comfortable. I actually found one exactly like this just recently that I'm gonna get listed here pretty soon. I think it was a little bit a bigger size, but I can't remember. Anyways, so those are my sales. Overall, just a fun weekend, odd assortment of things. I pick up things to resell, and so I don't typically pick up for style purposes, but I do have a style. And so there are, I obviously am drawn to certain items, but a pilot book that was free that sold, brought in $10. It's basically like finding a free $10 bill on the ground. I'm happy with those things as well. So if you like these What Sold videos, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. It means a lot to me. I will try and do these a little more consistently. And I hope everyone's having a good weekend or week or whenever you're watching this. And I will see you soon. Bye, guys.